G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at the Heroine Edition 2 Extreme Z battle, and we're going to see exactly how you can complete it and get your hands on not only the 30 stones but the pretty nice rewards that come with it, obviously including the Extreme Z Awakenings for Tech Bulla, Physical Chi-Chi Kid, the Strength Chi-Chi, and the Int Rubrienne or Brienne de Chateau. So, if we take a look at the requirements, it's pretty straightforward. You need to use Peppy units to circumvent the damage reduction, and overall, you need to obviously take a look at the typings of the units. Now, just as a kind of full disclosure, obviously, the typings of the units will change. So in this Extreme Z battle, every 7 levels there will be a change in the typings, because the first 7 levels are going to be Chi-Chi Kid, the second 7 will be Chi-Chi Strength, the next will be Bulla, and then the final will be Rubrienne or Brienne de Chateau. So that's obviously going to be the big change. Obviously each of them get a pretty nice Extreme Z Awakening. I think all of them have pretty crazy Extreme Z Awakenings, and I'm actually really excited to see how they all do. I have a couple of them rainbow, I think I have almost all of them rainbow, so it's going to be a very exciting way to see what happens. Essentially how to work is it will start with Chi-Chi Kid. It will change at stage 8 to Strength Chi-Chi. At stage 16 it will change to Tech Bulla, and then at stage 23 it will change to Int Rubrienne or Brienne de Chateau. As you go along, you will obviously receive more and more of the traditional restrictions of an Extreme Z battle. So the opponents will be immune to defense lowering, stunning, sealing, and then attack lowering. Generally speaking, it's not so bad though. Usually these kind of special edition ones are not really too restrictive. We're obviously going to put together a Peppy team. We're only going to be using free-to-play units to complete this, so we're only going to be using the free-to-play Peppy units like Rubriana, the 2 ones that come with her, who I've completely blanked on, Android 18, and the 2 Universe 6, Kale and Kefla. So we're going to be using Kakunsa. There we go. Finally got there. But yeah, we're going to be using those units, and essentially we're going to complete this entire event with them. Now, because it's a multi-typing event, you will get orbs of each type as you go along. So you get a reduced amount of each orb, and you'll also be getting some Kais as well, but you'll only be getting 3 of them. So instead of getting the traditional 10 of a single typing of Kai, you'll instead be getting 3 tech, 3 int, 3 strength, and 3 physical, which is also, to be honest, pretty fine. You don't have to use the free-to-play units. You can use whichever unit you want. The only real restriction that pops up is that tech typing becomes restricted as you go later on, so maybe you don't want to use tech typing. I think that's the only one that's not part of the effective typing category, so that's pretty much the only one you need to be aware of. And yeah, I will be showing the final stage of each boss, barring the first one, Chi-Chi Kid, but the team does not change the whole way through. Actually, the entire way through, it's literally all the exact same team, so there's not any changes or anything like that. Generally speaking, I used Videl as the friend lead. Obviously, if I was unable to find Videl, I would just use, I think I used Strength Cooler for one of them. Like, you just use whatever you can get your hands on, and generally you should be okay. If we take a look at the units, just very briefly. Chi-Chi Youth, she greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn with a great chance of stunning the enemy. She's got attack of 300% when performing a super attack. She has minus 30% attack for 3 turns after receiving an attack. She has Ki +2 and defense of 200% when there is a character whose name includes Goku Youth on the team. And she has an additional ki +2 and defense of 100% if that character is attacking in the same turn. She also has a chance of performing a critical hit and evading an attack of 20% per youth category ally attacking in the same turn. So she can have 40% crit chance and 40% evasion. It's pretty good. Chi-Chi looks really interesting to use. I think she's a nice character. Obviously she's more a buff for the DB Saga youth teams, but she's going to be someone that's pretty fun to use, and so I'm interested to try her out. Then we have the Strength Chi-Chi. I think this unit was already living in 2025 with her support passive. Originally she gave 120% defense to all allies. She still does, but now she has her own defense. So she has attack and defense of 150%. She has an additional attack of 20% at the start of each turn, up to 100% in total. She has an additional attack of 50% when performing a super attack. And she gives all allies ki +2 and defense of 50%. She has Peppy Girl's category allies ki +1 and defense of 70% in addition to that. And yeah, just in general, she's very solid. Medium chance of performing a crit. So she's obviously remained 120% support passive for the Peppy Girls team. But what they've done is they've made it so that you can still give 50% support to other teams. So that means she's going to be someone that's a lot more interesting to run on Earthlings or Goku's Family, Bond the Parent and Child, World Tournament. All of a sudden you can get benefit out of her, even if there's not Peppy Girls, which I think is very good. Then you've got Shopping with Dad Bulla. Interesting unit in terms of design. I think she's definitely more for a Vegeta's Family or a GT Heroes team. She's got defense 88% and an additional defense 88% when performing a super attack. All allies get ki +3 and attack of 40%. She gains attack and defense at 20% and chance of evading the allies or enemy's super attack plus 35% up to 70% per Peppy Girl's category ally on the team. So she only needs herself and one more unit to fully activate her passive. She has ki +3 and a chance of performing a critical hit of plus 18% when there's an ally whose name includes Vegeta on the team. And she has an additional attack of 88% when performing a super attack if that ally is in the same turn. So it's pretty good. Obviously, you know, she's really solid. And I think she looks very good. The one thing that's interesting is that she needs another like Peppy Girls unit. Obviously that's super difficult without Pan, because Pan's not on Peppy Girls. So, you know, even though she's like very easy to actually make work, she doesn't actually have the tools to make it work. So basically she just needs like them to add a Peppy Girls unit to the Vegeta's Family and a Peppy Girls unit to the GT Heroes, and she's going to be really solid. And then we have the Brienne de Chateau, or otherwise known as Brienne, a unit that obviously transforms as soon as she enters the battlefield, which I think is, you know, always an interesting gimmick, at least. In terms of, you know, her passive, it's attack and defense of 140%, an additional attack and defense of 20%, and all enemies attack and defense minus 10% per Peppy Girls category ally on the team. Peppy Girls category allies have ki +2 and attack and defense of 30, and she launches an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when the target enemy is in attack down or defense down status. She'll also launch an additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack when the target enemy is stunned or sealed. So she can launch quite a few super attacks in one turn. She has the ability to raise her attack and defense indefinitely on her super attack as well, and the ability to seal. Obviously, her additional super attacks are only really relevant in content where she can debuff the enemy. So you may want to build a little bit of additional on her, but mainly prioritize crit. That's going to be probably the best way to go about it. As you will have seen, while I've been talking about the units, we've been doing perfectly fine with our team build. Everything has been going more than fine. Android 18 will take a little bit of damage at some point. She will never take enough to get you killed, but she does take a little bit of damage. just because she's not really working with her full passive or her full benefits. So she does struggle a little bit more comparatively to the other units. But that's it. That's pretty much the entire Extreme Z battle. Very, very straightforward. Nothing too crazy at all. And yeah, just something that's super duper clean, super duper easy to do. There are missions they're mainly to do with Extreme Z awakening the units. So obviously if you have the units, you can Extreme Z awaken them. You can benefit from the stones. These missions stay, so in future you can get these stones no matter what. But yeah, that is pretty much going to be it from me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you need any more help or any more assistance, feel free to leave a comment. Otherwise, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, and I'll see you next time. Bye.